East. Joining me now is Valerie Jarrett. She's a senior advisor to President Obama. She also oversees the offices of public engagement and intergovernmental affairs. Mrs. Jarrett, it's your first appearance on the lead. We had the president before we had you. You're tougher to book. So thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Jake. It's a pleasure to be with you.
So let's start with the terrorist threat facing our country. I will get to the State of the Union in a sec. ISIS has been directly linked to a terrorist plot in Belgium targeting police officers. There's this new video today of ISIS fighters threatening to kill 2 Japanese hostages if they don't get a $200 million ransom. Even with the airstrikes being carried out by the U.S. coalition, this group doesn't seem to be degraded or destroyed much at all. Is it possibly time for a shift in strategy?
Well, Jake, first of all, I want to say that there's nothing more important to the president than the safety and security of the American people, and he will implement whatever strategies he thinks best will affect that. We are constantly in touch with our colleagues around the world, specifically in Yemen. Obviously, the State Department is in close touch with the folks at the embassy there, monitoring the situation. The president is receiving regular updates on world events, and this is a top priority for his. We do think our strategy is working, and he's constantly reevaluating it and determining what he thinks serves that purpose of keeping us safe the best.
After the attacks on Charlie Hebdo magazine in Paris, as well as the policewoman who was killed and the 4 Jewish Frenchmen killed at the supermarket, we heard comments from former Obama administration officials, specifically U.S. Defense Secretary Leon Panetta and former CIA Acting Director Mike Morrell, warning that the same kind of attack could happen here, that same kind of ISIS-inspired attack. Take a listen.
We had the Fort Hood shootings. We had the Boston bombing, so we've had radicalized Americans conduct these attacks. I expect more. I think we're going to see a Paris-style attack here. We need to be prepared for that.
They are engaged in a much more aggressive effort to conduct violence, not only in Europe, but I think it's a matter of time before they direct it at the United States as well.
Valerie, is there any information indicating that the threat to the U.S. homeland is worse now than it was a year or 2 ago? These are 2 former CIA directors who seem to be saying, be prepared for what happened in Europe to happen here.
Well, I think the point that's an important one is that we have to be vigilant. We have to be prepared. And when I say we, I mean certainly the president and his team are going to do everything within our power, but also the American people. We encourage them to have a watchful eye, pay attention to what's going on around you. Everyone should be vigilant. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have any specific threats to comment on at this time, but we certainly recognize that the world is a dangerous place, and we should all be